Hi everyone, so let's do part 2 of the big haul. So we've done the first 15 fragrances, now let's move on to the next 15. There will be also a part 3, but that will not have 15 fragrances. So in this one I would say there's still a good variety of price ranges, of scent profiles, so let's just dig in. So the very first one, this is Burberry London for her. This is a massive 100 ml bottle. And the scent itself, I would say this screams early 20s in the office in springtime to me. I'm not that familiar with Burberry scents actually, this is only my second one, the first one being Burberry Goddess, which is completely different. So yeah, to me this is sort of a pretty office scent, that's how I would describe it for spring and summertime. It's very inoffensive, it doesn't really last that long either, which as well could work very well in office if you don't want to be offensive or giving a migraine to anyone. But yeah, it's a pretty floral scent. This has peony, jasmine, English rose, honeysuckle. It also has some patchouli and sandalwood. So it's floral with a bit of a woody, dirty kick. Generally it's fresh, but it's not refreshing. The perfume itself came out almost 20 years ago. This is from 2006, and Dominic Ropion actually as well worked on this scent. I think they did an okay job. This is an everyday perfume. It doesn't have anything that really stands out, anything special about it, but it's still nice. It's feminine, almost maybe even romantic, but yeah, very everyday-ish kind of scent. This big bottle could set you back about 30-35 pounds, so not like super designer prices, so quite wallet friendly as well. Then next up I have two Calvin Klein 1 scents. I'll have with the one that I don't like. So this is Calvin Klein CK1. This is the EDP version with the black band around the bottle. There's also an EDT version which has a white band. I haven't tried the one with the white band, but this one, to me this feels like they've all marketed as unisex scents, but to me this feels really masculine. Yeah, this is a man's perfume, I feel like. This isn't unisex, at least not to me, and I'm somebody who likes a masculine pull on a female scent, but this is just straight up a man's perfume. In typical CK1 fashion, this is very, very fresh, excellent for the summertime. Really cold feeling, doesn't really maybe last that long, but yeah, they release these one sort of flanker perfumes every year for the summertime, so this one came out in 2022. It has notes of vetiver, Mexican orange, and Ceylon tea, I think it was. But regardless of the notes, this is too masculine for me. I will definitely not be keeping this in my collection. And I don't think my husband likes this type of scent either, so I will be selling this bad boy. And that is CK Everyone. Then moving on to the next one that I actually like, and that is CK1 Shock. So this is for her. They also had a male version, I think, as well. And this one really took me by surprise actually, because as with CK1 you expect a fresh scent, but this is not. This is quite sweet actually. It smells like candy, like hard candy. So the sweetness in this comes from vanilla and cocoa, but it actually has quite a few flowers as well. It has cornrows, peony, jasmine I think as well, and it even has patchouli. So it's quite an interesting mix of scents. But it does kind of, because it smells like candy, it kind of smells also very synthetic and artificial. But at the same time, because of that, it kind of feels young, carefree, happy. I do find this quite interesting. I'm not sure if you can still find this in shops, but I see it quite often on eBay and on Vinted as well. So I'm not sure if it is discontinued or not. This came out in 2011, so quite a while ago, but I can still quite easily find this scent. And as usually with CK1 scents, it will be about 20 pounds that will cost you to get this. So yeah, that's CK1 Shock for her. Then, next up, I got myself the one and only and the legendary Angel. I'm really pleased with this. This is like a staple in a collection because I feel like it's one of the super just legendary iconic perfumes, which also has people very divided. You either love it or hate it. I feel like it's so polarizing and it's such a specific scent that you kind of almost can't be in the middle. So Angel is a year younger than me, so this came out in 1992 and it's been legendary ever since. Oh gosh, I sprayed it out, it's super strong. Oh wow, I've never really smelled anything like Angel, I'll be honest. This is an absolute patchouli bomb. It's a very sweet patchouli, an extremely strong one as well. So this perfume has a lot of notes actually. The main one is obviously the patchouli, I feel like, but the sweetness comes from chocolate, vanilla, caramel I think it was as well, tonka bean. So it's quite a sweet patchouli. It also has some fruits, but I don't really sense any fruits to be honest. Apparently even has notes of honey and cotton candy, I'm not sure. And the time it took to develop the scent, there's so many versions that they had of it, the very difficult design of the bottle and how much it cost to create this bottle. This, I feel like, is one of the iconic perfumes of all time that hasn't really been well copied in the dupes market, or what is it? The fake copy market, sort of, because they just can't remake this bottle. It's very easy to remake a Chanel because it's just a square, but look at this. Oh, it's so beautiful. I love the bottle, I love the scent, I love how almost strange it is. I think Mr. Mugler was just a genius when it came to his perfumes. I love Angel, Alien, Aura. I really want to try Romanity as well. I think I've heard that it smells a bit strange too, so that will be really fun as well. But yeah, Angel, extremely strong. This is winter and autumn only. Do not spray this in summertime. This is also kind of a confidence booster, I think, but you also kind of already have to have a bit of confidence because this is very, very loud, and if you spray a bit too much, it could be really overpowering, and that I'm saying that as a chronic oversprayer. But I will go lightly when I use Angel. It has excellent longevity as well. Honestly, I think with the scent as well, I have to say, I'm not sure if it's in my top 10, but I appreciate the uniqueness of it, sort of, because I love interesting perfumes. I love perfumes that stand out, that smell good, but maybe like a little bit unusual, so that's the sort of itch that Angel scratches. I love this perfume. This is absolutely not for everybody. This is the worst blind buy you could have, but definitely suggest to try it at least once. Then moving on to the next one, we have Olympia Intense by Paco Rabanne. So this one came out in 2017, which is 2 years after the original. So since 2015, people have been loving Olympia. Actually, I heard quite a lot about this when I first started watching Perfume YouTube. And I really love this as well. I will say, I think it has maybe made my top 10 perfumes. So this is very near and dear to my heart. So Olympia Intense, the same as the original, it's a salty sweet perfume, and the main note, oh, it is so beautiful. The main note in this perfume is, drumroll, it's a salty vanilla. So it's pretty much, you're just describing the main note. It's a salty vanilla. It's salty sweet, that's what it is. But I wouldn't say that it's linear. It's quite interesting, and I feel like it's quite well blended too. It also has white amber, white pepper, it has orange flower, cedar wood, but it's very well blended. I think this is like a masterpiece, to be honest. And what I love about this scent is, again, I haven't smelled anything like it. I feel like it's very unique. Once you smell it, you can immediately recognize that, yep, that's Olympia. Also, the name of the scent and the bottle with the leaves on the side, it kind of makes you think of Greece and of the saltiness of the sea. It's kind of almost like a vacation scent, but at the same time I don't really feel like this is summer safe. Maybe like for the evening part. Once you've been to the beach and you're going to dinner in the evening, then yeah, this would be beautiful. Oh, it really is so good. I had this on my wish list for a very long time, so I'm really pleased that I finally got my hands on this. So if you like your sweet scents with a little bit of an interesting kick to them, do try Olympia. Next up, something maybe not as exciting, but it's still a perfume and I still got it. So this is from Police and this is called To Be. It's a skull. I find this a little bit tacky these days, but I would have really liked it when I was a teenager. I had my emo phase, so this would have spoken to me, but yeah, I'm not a big fan of the bottle. The scent itself, I will say this, so you can buy these for 10, 15, maybe 20 pounds, I think at the most. So they're super affordable. They don't really last that long, which I would expect anyway. But they smell okay. So this is like a floral, fruity, girly, fresh, happy type of scent. It has a citrusy opening, it has a freesia and jasmine in the notes, also sweet notes. The Police brand have about 120 perfumes, so that's quite a lot actually, and I think some of them do dupe designer scents. I'm not sure if this one does, I wouldn't think so. But this one came out in 2012 and it's still around, so I'm assuming it's one of the more popular ones. In general, I'm not excited about this, but I don't think it's meant to excite people that have a lot of perfumes or are really into perfumes. These type of scents are excellent for somebody just starting out, somebody having 1, 2, 3 perfumes in their collection, maybe even a teenager. It's a good gift as well because it's very crowd-pleasing scent, so I don't see how somebody could dislike it. Like, I'm bored by it, but I don't dislike it. It's good for maybe around the house as well, or before bed. It's sort of the hard-working horse of the perfumery, if you know what I mean. This is the special occasion, the holy grail of scents. This is something to throw in your bag when you go out. And that is Police 2B. Then back into the designer world, we have another Rabanne scent, and this is Million Gold. And this scent, I have to say, I do love Paco Rabanne's scent. I find that a lot of his scents tend to be very in your face. Very strong in your face, it almost makes you sneeze, obnoxious, confident in a way that a young person in their 20s is very confident in themselves. Just unapologetic, almost on the verge of being too much, almost trashy, but like a classy trashy. What does that even mean? But I love those scents because of it. And I feel like this one fits the profile. I don't think Olympia did. Olympia is, it feels a lot more classy and it's a lot more refined scent, I want to say. But this is really sort of just in your face. Hello. So this one is a sweet floral scent. Quite a heavy sweet floral. It's like a wall. The florals in this scent are lavender, rose, jasmine. It has sweetness from the vanilla. It also has some unusual synthetic notes in it. It has echo musk, it has paradise, and a tonka derived note. And I will say it kind of smells synthetic as well. Like, this isn't a natural fresh flower with vanilla. It's kind of like, well, the opposite of that. It really is quite strong. It just screams date night, in the evening, getting ready, or the weekend. I do love this scent. I did have a leaking problem actually with the bottle. Not sure if you can see, but the sprayer kind of has some sort of leaking going on and it has gone all the way to the bottom of the bottle. In any case, that is Million Gold from Paco Rabanne, and this should cost you probably starting from around £70. Then we have a blast from the past, and that is Obsession by CK. Classic perfume. This bottle is so ugly, I can't even. And mine also got a bit damaged in transit. As you can see, the cap is a little bit, well, something's broken off from the cap. But it is what it is, and the liquid is undamaged. And this perfume, it came out in 1985. I'm sure they have reformulated it, but in general it's a sort of sweet, spicy, ambery scent. It does smell a tiny bit vintage, but you can still get away with wearing it because I don't feel like this is aldehydic. Typically the aldehydes are the ones that sort of really smell like something from the 70s, 80s, 90s or the 1920s, but I don't really feel like this has that. I have actually worn this scent as well and I survived, so you can wear this in 2025. It is quite strong, so I would suggest maybe wearing it only in winter time or when it's cold outside, because it is, yeah, it's quite strong, it's quite sweet. In terms of the notes, this has vanilla at the top notes and the base notes as well, just in case. In general, there's a whole kitchen sink in the notes, as typically is the story with the 80s, 90s perfumes. There's just so many notes. There's floral notes, woody notes, even a civet, and then yeah, that vanilla. In general, I'm okay with the scent. I won't say that I'm a big fan, but because it is, again, I feel like it has a bit of that legendary status, so I like to have this in my collection. Because I do enjoy spraying my perfumes, obviously, but I do kind of also collect them. So I feel like having obsession in my collection is almost important. Now the ads for this perfume are pretty hilarious. So they made like 4 different ads, and they're just a bit strange. In one scene, this woman slaps another woman and then runs away and says, "Save me." And I didn't get any of it, to be honest. So that was sort of the commercial. And then the photos they did with Kate Moss when she was 18 and she's just naked, which I found quite inappropriate. And I watched some interviews as well where they talk about Kate, and it's just, yeah, it's kind of giving the ick. It's yeah, a bit disgusting. But aside from all of that, obsession, a tiny bit vintagey, sweet, ambery, very strong 80s perfume. If that sounds like something for you, try it out. If not, not. This is also very much available everywhere, I want to say, and yeah, if you buy it secondhand, then probably 10 to 15 pounds. Then moving on to another CK scent. There's a lot of CK scents actually. And then after this one, there's one more actually, so that's 5 in total. That's a lot. So this is Contradiction by CK. I do think that this has been discontinued. Now this scent is from 1997, so it is quite old, but I kind of see them popping up every now and again. And the scent itself, to me, it reminds of, I'll say, a cold fruity cocktail. For some reason it gives this boozy feeling even though there's no boozy note in the notes. What it does have is a lot of florals and some fruits. So from the floral notes, this has orchid, it has lily, lily of the valley, rose, jasmine, lavender. It has some fruity notes, it has eucalyptus, there's musk in the base. In general, it's kind of, I don't know. Yeah, I don't really get all the florals. I just get this fruity booziness. And I will say that this doesn't last well at all. I will drench myself and I don't smell anything after 10 or 15 minutes. So yeah, I don't think I will be keeping it, to be honest. It's fine, but if I don't smell myself, then what's really the point? So yeah, that's Contradiction. Then next up we have the cute perfume Show Me Love by Escada. So this is a blueberry scent. This has blueberry macaron, and jasmine. And it smells kind of artificial sweet. Like, to me at least, it doesn't smell like a natural, fresh blueberry. It smells like a blueberry sweet, which I suppose is the macaron. Kind of smells also like a bit like hard candy. Or maybe even like a bit like a blueberry shampoo. Again, it smells really artificial, but not in a good way. I mean, what do I mean by that? Well, perfumes smell artificial, right? It's not like they smell like one specific thing, but it smells artificial as in sort of cheap, I want to say. And it's an okay scent, so I don't want to really badmouth it. It's an okay, fine scent, but I don't think it really is for me. I'm not feeling it. It's a cute packaging, I will give them that. I like interesting packaging, so I think having a heart, that's pretty cute. This is probably around 35 pounds, I want to say. So then next up is a perfume I bought when we were traveling. We were on an airplane and they had like a few perfumes that they were selling on the flight, and I got this. This is Bugatti Belladonna. And this is a nice smelling scent, but I'm very bored by it. So this has sort of a very classic notes pyramid. So it has fruity notes at the top, there's florals in the middle, and there's woody notes and musk in the base. So very sort of classic composition. Again, just the same as the Police perfumes. I feel like these are good for when you're first trying out in scents, or you're not really interested in them at all. You only need 1 or 2. So you get something like this, which smells nice, is very affordable. This is £20. for this big. This is a 100 ml bottle. Oh no, it's actually 60. It looks bigger. So yeah, so you get something like this, easy grab and go. Don't really have to think about it. You're not gonna offend anyone with it. You're also not gonna get compliments wearing this scent, I don't think. But hey, you know, you got the perfume, you smell okay. And that's that, the end of story. So yeah, Bugatti Belladonna, not a big fan. The brand itself, I think they have quite a few perfumes actually. I think they had maybe about 70. So yeah, Bugatti's Belladonna, I won't be keeping this, I'm not really interested in it. And it's kind of a shame because what if from that brand there's this one completely amazing scent that I would be totally in love with, but I just will never know because this one was boring to me, so I kind of assumed that there's not going to be anything interesting that the brand can offer. But what if I'm wrong? Then moving on to Pascal Morabito's scent called Only Love. So this is another cheap and cheerful scent. I bought this in TK Maxx, probably 10 to 15 pounds, no more. I quickly checked the notes while I was in the shop to see, there were a couple of Pascal Morabito scents, so I tried to see which one I would maybe like the most out of just looking at the scent notes, that is. So this perfume has patchouli, it has vanilla, amber, jasmine, so those are all notes that I tend to very much enjoy in perfumes, so that's why I picked this one. It also has some citrusy notes, it has caramel as well and moss. So I will say that this, I feel like, smells a bit more expensive than it was. And I do find it more likable than I did the Bugatti one and the Police one. So I think this is a bit more interesting. It's sort of like a sweet patchouli, like a vanilla patchouli scent. The longevity isn't that bad either, so I think I might be keeping this one. The brand itself, they kind of do a little bit of everything. I think they have clothing, I think they have hotels, they have perfumes, so I might try something more from this brand. I'm gonna have to think about it, but that is Only Love. Then the next perfume we have Cosmic by Kylie Jenner. I did not buy this, I haven't bought anything from the Jenners, so this one I found at work. One of my colleagues said, listen, there's a perfume in the copy machine area. It has been there for quite a while. I was wondering if that's yours because you always take perfumes into work. I said no, that's not mine. And then I let it stand there for another month or two, and then I thought, okay, nobody's taking this, so I'm grabbing it. And so I did. So it is now mine for free of charge. And good that it is, because I would not buy this. It's sweet. I wouldn't say it's like a gourmand sweet, but it's a sweet with a bit of freshness. The sprayer is nice though, I have to say that. But yeah, it's like a sweet, fresh type of perfume, which is a scent profile that I am very bored of. I don't really enjoy it. Yes, it's nice for every day, but you don't really need many scents that smell like this. One is enough. And you'll find a whole shelf in a perfume shop that smells like this. Because it is a very popular scent type. You know, if you need your everyday scent, this is gonna be your go-to. But this will not turn heads, this will not get you compliments, this will not be the scent for getting ready for something exciting. This is just another hard worker, I suppose. Again, it feels quite happy, youthful, cheerful. I see a girl in her 20s or even a teenager as well, but I'm 34, just turned, so I don't really enjoy this. It's fine but boring, so most likely I'm thinking I will be selling this. Then next we have an Elizabeth Arden 5th Avenue scent, and this is NYC Uptown. So these are cheap and cheerful perfumes. I think they probably release one a year, but they quickly discontinue them as well. And this is a floral sweet scent, and it has sort of an interesting opening because it has a Prosecco note in the top notes. So it's kind of like, ooh, what's that? But then it quite quickly goes into the sweet florals, which is sort of what this is. For the floral notes in this perfume, there's magnolia, cherry blossom, and cyclamen, and the base notes have just the best base notes. So it has vanilla, musk, cedarwood, I think it was, and tonka. So I love all those base notes, they're really good. So I feel like I do like the foundation of this perfume. They have laid a good foundation for it. But I have to say, I haven't properly tested this out. I haven't had this as my scent of the day. I've literally just like spray tested it. And maybe sprayed it at home a couple of times. But I don't feel like that's enough. So I won't be getting rid of this. I also kind of want to do the NYC collection video. I have 3 at the moment. I should probably get a couple more. But I am quite intrigued by this, to be honest. I love that Prosecco opening note. So yeah, a cheap and cheerful, I would say springtime everyday scent. That is NYC Uptown. And then the last scent, this is another one from Calvin Klein, and this is called Eternity Moment. So Eternity Moment to me smells very comforting. This is such a calming and comforting scent. It's almost like a hug, but not in a soft and cuddly way. It's just so calming, zen and comforting that I think it's very beautiful. But this is definitely not for everybody. A lot of people are selling these scents because I think they just kind of blind bought it. It's not a very expensive scent as Calvin Klein goes, you know, probably 30 quid will get you this big bottle, but it's definitely not for everyone, and I can totally see that. This is a white floral. It's a very classy white floral with a bit of that soapy shower gel quality, that powdery old school soap quality. Almost very similar to Jennifer Lopez's Glow, just with more emphasis on white florals. It's fresh. This is spring and summertime in a bottle. It's fresh. It has lychee, it has guava, also some raspberry, and in terms of the flowers, this has water lily, peony, and I think it was jasmine, with some rosewood and musk in the base. So it's a fresh floral spring summertime perfume, but something about it just, I don't want to say that it pulls like a vintage or old school scent, but with that soapy quality, it does kind of almost pull you into the 90s. And this came out 20 years ago, so it was the early 2000s, at the same time as Jennifer Lopez's Glow came out, when this was released, and I think that's how it also feels. It feels like a 20-year-old perfume. Not like vintage 30, 40-year-old going into the previous century, but like, yeah, 20 years ago. I could totally see that. It's very light, very inoffensive, feminine. It's not very strong or projecting, which is what I expect from a white soapy floral perfume, so that kind of fits the profile. In general, this wouldn't be an easy everyday scent for me, but in those times when you already feel fresh, and I feel like you're wearing something white, and you just want a very calming, soothing, almost like a cold white scent, then yeah, this is perfect for it. This is sort of what it makes me feel like. I think it's beautiful. I like it. So that's the next 15 perfumes done. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you've tried any of these. What do you think? And I'll see you in the next one, which will hopefully be part 3, because I have about 7 or 8 more. And yeah, thank you. Bye bye.